Probate is the transfer of a deceased person's assets. It's also the wrapping up of the legal affairs of their life. People die, it's complicated. We have complicated lives. So all those sorts of things have to be worked out by a court. You don't need a lawyer for probate, but it is a good idea to have one. Navigating through the very complex rules is something that you should not do on your own. The attorney who's a probate lawyer and who is experienced in probate knows what he or she is doing, and they know the rules, the court system, what is required. They won't let any assets be dispersed inappropriately, and you don't have to worry about doing it again several years later. In probate, there are actually a lot of things that a client can do for themselves, and we try to guide you to do those. We try to put into place checklists and procedures so that if it doesn't need to involve an attorney, it doesn't need to involve an attorney. Of my probate practice, there's a portion of it that is cleanup. And by cleanup, I mean cleaning up from people that have tried to do it themselves and failed, and also clean up from people that hire attorneys that they think knew probate but turned out did not know probate. One thing I find very often is the family wants to distribute personal property at the funeral, not taking into consideration that there are real heirs or beneficiaries who are entitled to those assets, and also creditors. They have 6 months from the date of probate to step forward. Sometimes people think that the deceased person's assets are their own, that they don't have to pay creditors or that they can put money in their pocket. One must be very careful when they're in charge of somebody's estate to make sure they're following all the rules. People often think because they don't have a vast estate that they don't need estate planning, but that is simply not true. A will is a critical instrument for somebody who's passing on their assets, and if you have anything in your name, you need to dictate the disposition. What it takes to be a great probate attorney is attention to detail. Things are efficient and closed when they're supposed to close, and that at the end, that we've done an effective job, complied with the law, and kept costs down. I knew in law school that I was going to be a trust and